Alright, what's up guys? I'm back with another vlog of my moveset so far and stuff like that. So, before we get into it, I just want to mention that I'm probably not going to be updating or uploading that much this month because I kind of just want to chill and have like kind of just a normal and nice summer, not have to deal with anything. So I'll probably update around like the end of June if possible. If not, then it'll probably be somewhere around early July. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I have mentioned this in my last videos, but my birthday is coming soon and I do have to prepare and talk with friends about what I'm going to do for it. So yeah, and then also please subscribe. I want to get at least like 60 or 80 if possible, 80 subscribers if possible. That would really cheer me up for this birthday because recently I have not reached a lot of subs and I'm just hoping that I get some at some point. So yeah, if that would be possible, thank you very much. Cheer me up for my birthday, other than the stuff that I'm already getting for my birthday, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and start off with Kira, 'cause I've successfully finished him. Now let's get straight into the juicy stuff, the ultimates. Now, as you may know, Kira's ultimate is finished, and I kind of chosen that it's going to be officially Bites of Dust, because I'm not going to lie, I kind of already figured out what I wanted to do for it. So, let's go and showcase. Alright, now there you go. That's mainly the ultimate. So, yeah. And if you didn't really get it, or you don't have context on what's happening, since you probably should be on a different part of JoJo's, or you're just not caught up, essentially, what Kira's ultimate is that in the anime, essentially, if you find out Kira's identity while Bites of Dust is activated, you will be caught by Killer Queen, and since Killer Queen is already in your eyelids and you can't exactly get it out unless somehow you have the willpower to cut open your eyes, then he will activate Bites of Dust, and let's just say you will be dead. So yeah, that's how it mainly works. And then in the anime game, or in, I think it's in Eyes of Heaven, Kira actually uses Hayato, which is originally just a little kid, a little guy, and uses him as the main bomb detector for Bites of Dust, since he's the main reason why the entire group of people who were trying to stop Kira found out about his identity. So yeah, that's mainly what it is. But yeah, since I couldn't obviously make it accurate in JJS, I decided to just make it to where instead of doing that, you just explode everybody and they reset back to like their main spawning areas, which is mainly over here, but if you're using Workshop, then it'll probably spawn them back to the main spawning area. So yeah, I'll go and show a second POV of what it actually is. So here. Alright, so here's the second POV. Now, while the main area of like where it takes place, it's up in the sky, but you can actually hear the universe resetting and stuff like that, even though like maybe like say you're protected from Bites of Dust, you can still hear the universe reset and stuff like that. And if you actually get hit by Bites of Dust, here's somewhat of the POV. Alright, now here's another POV. Now as you can see, everyone is targeted by the bomb, and they all explode. Now, normally, and the main POV is that you get transcended back into your main spawn point. So, yeah, that's mainly how it usually works. So, yeah. And then here's another POV of, like, here's an example of, like, what happens to you when you actually do die to Bites of Dust. So, here. As you can see, you're dead and stuff like that. You see like the universe and stuff. But then you get teleported back to your main spawn point, essentially, once this is over. Or not. Daliante? Usually it's not supposed to bug like that, but for some reason it did. But normally you get sent back to your main spawn point. So yeah. Now other than that, I've added 2 new veins to Kira. One is I kind of added a little mesh vein to Kira's hand when he does actually use the detonation. So yeah. And then I also added a finisher to his first move. So this is what it looks like. You mainly just explode the enemy and they're dead. So, yeah. Now, nonetheless, let's move on to Jotaro, Josuke, and the new character, which is, I think, pretty obvious with the little tag thing. It's Diablo / Doppio. So, yeah. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Jotaro. Now, first, obviously, I added music to him. Like I said, I'm planning to add music to all characters. So, yeah. There's not really much I added. I've only added 1 move. So, yeah, it mainly finishes Jotaro's kit. I do want to talk about a finisher, like, mainly his last M1 finisher that I'm still working on. So, I can't exactly show it right now. But at some point, I will show it once I'm finally finished with it and stuff like that. So, yeah. Let's move on to his 4th move, which is useful utility. Mainly, it's like bearing shot, but there's a variation that you can sometimes get, which is the spear or the harpoon that Jotaro used against Pucci, against their fights. So, yeah. That's the variant. You mainly just flame the enemy, but for some reason the dummy's stuck on the ground, so I can't honestly show it once they're flamed. There's also a use twice variant for his warp move, so yeah. You mainly just grab the enemy and punch them, just like that. And there's mainly no finisher for any of the moves that I've made so far, so yeah. Now let's go ahead and move on to Crazy Diamond. Alright, so Crazy Diamond. Now obviously you see this, it says the ultimate and stuff like that, but that's mainly just a placeholder, so yeah. But other than that, the only 2 things that I mainly added was a use twice variant for bearing shot, which is kind of the same thing as Jotaro's version, but it's a little bit different, and I've added his 4th move. So yeah. So his 4th move mainly, his 2nd move. His 2nd move, use twice variant, is like the same thing for Jotaro's, but instead it's just a huge hook punch instead of what do you call it? Just like a grab and then a punch. So yeah. His 4th move is Unstoppable Drive, which is kind of based off Josuke's fight against Highway Star and how he rode on a motorcycle and stuff like that. Now, as you see on the little yellow spark thing, I'm planning to add a use twice variant where you actually explode the vehicle, but yeah, that hasn't been used yet, so holy crap. How do I get in? Okay, that's strange, that's bizarre, but you know, that's mainly what I added so far. Here's like what happens when you get hit, and then just get ran over. That's really what happens. So, yeah. For some reason I keep on getting knocked out, but yeah. Let's go and move on to Diablo. Now, I wasn't really planning anything fancy for the spawn animation, but I kind of just was like, okay, you know what, fuck it. So this is mainly just a thing. I hope you guys like it, because in my opinion, I think it's one of the best spawn animations I've made, especially for something like this character, where it's a 2-personality type character, and it's also a dual moveset, because his special actually switches your moveset. Now, depending on if you want to become Doppio, then you'll get this little pink ring, while Diablo's is a little bit darker red. And there's also sound difference and size, if you include that as well. Now, Doppio is more of a defense type, with his fourth move being a counter, and his first move not and sending the enemy back. It actually combo extends. Here, let me show you. It mainly just does that, which causes the enemy to just stand still, which kind of allows you to combo extend and do whatever you want with it. Which you can't really combo extend because, you know, you don't have any other moves other than your first and your fourth, and your fourth move is actually a counter, which is Epitaph. So, yeah. Epitaph mainly just is a normal counter, I guess. It continues on even when you get dodged or whatever, so yeah. And when it ends, it mainly just plays this cool little sound effect or like VFX stuff. Let me show you again. That's what it is. I think it's really cool in my opinion. I really like it as a thing in general. So, yeah. Let's move on to Diablo. Diablo just sends the enemy back. Nothing really usual to my average stand barrages, stuff like that. So, yeah. His fourth move, instead of doing Epitaph, chops the enemy's hand. And it usually mainly appears back after a few minutes. So, yeah. I added a finisher to his fourth move. And if you get the reference, if you know, you know. And I'm planning to add many other finishers like this for Diablo. I don't know what I'm going to do for Doppio necessarily, but, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's mainly it for Doppio and Diablo. I haven't added the ultimate. This is a placeholder just like Josuke's. So, yeah. That being said, that's mainly it for, like, stuff about my movesets. I might later on add a little bit more stuff, but like I said, I'm planning for, like, the rest of this June to just relax and chill and slowly add stuff along. So, yeah, be prepared for that or whatever. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I will meet you guys at some point around the middle of June or the end. So, yeah.